Hey guys, this is Billy from AdultCello.com, and today I have a Valentine's gift for you. Let's learn La Vie en Rose by Edith Piaf. So if you want to get a copy of my sheet music with all my fingerings and bowings, just go ahead and click the link in the description below. So first what I want to do is a little left-hand walkthrough of the piece, just showing you kind of all the hand positions I'll be going into. After that, what I want to do is kind of do a rhythmic treatment and take a look at how to build the right feel for this piece using the metronome. All right, so let's get started. I'm just going to do a left-hand walkthrough. So we're going to go ahead, bar one, we start first position, A string. So, okay, then we're going to shift to fourth position, fourth finger on the D string. Back to first position. Then we're going to shift to either upper third or third with an extension. Biggest thing I'm saying here is that my fourth finger is on B natural on the D string. Back to first position. Then back to that B with the fourth finger. Bar 5, I go back onto the A string, first position. Up to fourth position, fourth finger. Back to first position for 3 notes. Then to that fourth finger on B. Now here I shift into second position with an extension. Back up to that B with fourth finger. And then bar 9, I'm going to start this on the D string in fourth position because I want kind of a softer color for the second time of this part of the melody. Back to first position for 2 notes. Then up to that fourth finger in fourth position. Back to first position. Now, back up to B on the fourth finger, D string. Now, first position. Now here, I'm going to choose to stay in first position and play that on the A string because I really want to kind of grow my interpretation. I just want to grow that whole note. And I want to play bars 13 all the way through 17 on the A string anyway. So this is where I want to do that color change from the D string to the A strings. Now here, just first position. Third position on the A string. And then back to first position on the A string for the final little A part of the melody. Fourth position. First position. Now back to that fourth finger on B natural. Now fourth position. So there are a number of different ways to finger this melody. I did this so that we're basically going to be in a lot of first position, a lot of fourth position on the D string, a lot of that kind of third position, extended third position on the D string with first finger on G, second finger on A, and fourth finger on B. Keep in mind, if shifting constantly is not quite your thing yet, you don't feel comfortable doing it, almost 99% of this melody, this entire thing, can be played in first position. So that's always an option as well if you just want to play the melody but not kind of deal with shifting a whole bunch. All right, so to put this song together so that it feels very comfortable and easy to call up on demand, what I'd like to do is we'll go ahead and set the metronome on 63, and then we're going to play through it a couple different ways. So the first way we're going to play it, I have the metronome on 63, no subdivisions in the beat, and we're just going to actually play this piece as if it's a piece of classical music, just very straightforward, no swing at all. And what I want to do in this kind of run through is just work on having a nice legato sound in my bow and make sure that all my shifts are comfortable and that I'm producing a nice quality sound throughout. So here we go. Why don't you play along with me? 1, 2, here we go. So we got the left hand out of the way. Let's talk a little bit about the rhythm of the piece. There's a couple options. It's not a strict classical piece, so the rhythm and the way you interpret the rhythm there's a little more freedom involved. So generally, one way you can play it is with kind of an easy swing rhythm. So the swing is a term I think it originates basically in jazz music. Instead of eighth notes being 1 and 2 and with each note has an equal amount of time attributed to it. In swing music, when you break up a quarter note, the first eighth has, it's a longer note and it's also more emphasized. And then the second note is a weaker feel and it's also a shorter length. Now I have the metronome on 63, but I'm subdividing triplets. 1, da, 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 da. So if you have a swung melody, the first eighth note in every beat is going to have 2 of these triplets value, and then the second eighth note would have 1. So it'd be 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So, and keep in mind, swing there's not a strict definition for a reason, because it's based upon kind of a groove and the way you feel a groove. So people use swing differently, but that's a really good rough approximation for what swing would sound like. All right, now let's go ahead and try to put that swing feel in. 1, 2, here we go. Okay, now for a little kind of like dessert cherry on top sort of thing, I'll just introduce an idea of the rubato. This is the most personalized of all the possible versions, like ways you could play this piece. Rubato here, basically we're going to distort the rhythm and it's going to sound very improvised. The important thing with the rubato though is that you're not just throwing the metronome out the window and deciding to do whatever you want, okay? It's all still contained within the framework of a kind of a larger rhythm. Where you can play around with the rubato would be in the eighth notes. okay? Especially you have a string of 2 or more eighth notes, that's usually a pretty good time where you can start. Some notes are longer, much longer, some notes are much shorter. The important thing is that the downbeat of every bar is syncing up with the metronome, and that every bar is still 4 beats of the metronome, okay? Rubato from the Italian is to steal, so you're stealing some time here and there, but you're also giving it back, okay? So you end up on the downbeat for each bar. So I'm sure you heard there that those eighth notes were, some of them are much more like 16th notes. It was just kind of however I felt. The important thing is that I had the downbeat of bar 2 was kind of like my post I'm shooting for, and I have to hit that with the downbeat of the note. So there you go. That's my Valentine's Day gift to you. Please work on it and enjoy it and play it for yourself, for a friend, or for a loved one on Valentine's Day. Thanks so much, and see you next week.